podcast where we watch Blu-rays and take the biscuit. I'm your host James, joined by my fiancée and co-host Jade.
Hello.
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 Oh.
It's been a long night.
Okay. I always forget how long this film is, and then it gets about halfway through, and there's still about an hour left.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones, everyone.
Okay, I've always put this at the bottom, well, near the bottom of my Star Wars ranking.
I would agree. I've only seen this once. Well, twice now.
Yeah. Why have you only seen it once?
Because I was bored. It's so boring. I've always missed it out. I mean, I think The Phantom Menace was one of the first ones I watched. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was amazing. It blew my mind as a child. So I watched that loads. This one I missed.
Okay.
I didn't think it was that exciting.
Did you catch this one at the cinema?
No, I don't think I did. I think I caught it on rental from Blockbuster.
Lovely.
Yeah.
We'd love to see it.
Did you watch it at the cinema?
I did. Well, every Star Wars film, prequel Star Wars film, fell around the time I was getting some sort of test results.
Okay.
Not medical.
Like...
educational. So if I did well in my tests, I would go see a Star Wars.
Okay.
So I always did quite well.
Oh, you're so clever.
And my punishment was Attack of the Clones. I remember liking it a lot more when I was a kid. There's some decent action sequences here.
Yeah, I think I remember being impressed by certain elements of it as a kid.
Watching it tonight, and honestly, every time I've watched it since being an adult, God, it's a slog.
It really is a slog, and I was just waiting for it to be over.
Now, whose fault is it that it's a slog, really? Because there has to be someone to blame for it.
Who do you think is to blame for it?
Well, I'm going to put it out there now and say that it isn't the actors.
Do you know what? I would agree.
A common criticism of Star Wars, particularly the prequels, is that the acting is quite wooden. Mm-hmm.
I think the acting is quite poor.
I don't think it's the fault of any actors. The other actors are, they're trained professionals, and all of them we've seen do other good stuff in.
Yeah.
They are a person for hire, an actor. So essentially, that's what they are. You get them, you give them direction, and you tell them what to do. The problem is the direction is so the writing for one is so exposition heavy.
This is just an exposition film, and it's boring. And all the if you notice, especially the stuff at the beginning, like with the Senate, every single person delivers their dialogue exactly the same. Every single one.
Yeah. It's one you have to really sit and listen. I think that's why it's such a drag.
Yeah, I just want to enjoy these films. I don't want to be sat being lectured to. Oh, it's boring.
This is the one I had the most action figures for.
I know why though.
I had a Jango Fett. He was really cool.
Jango is cool.
I had Obi-Wan dangling off the droid, and I had the Padme with the.
You had chained up Padme.
What? Can you bloody blame me? The plot of this one, it's 10 years. It's been 10 years since the events of The Phantom Menace.
And Padme has not aged a day.
But someone has.
Someone does. Yeah, they does age.
Do you think Hayden Christensen... I like Hayden Christensen. I've got a lot of time for him. Mm-hmm. And obviously he's... Spoiler alert, he's back for Ahsoka. And he's been back in Obi-Wan Kenobi and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think this is... Because everyone would have had a lot of fun on set of Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And he's the new guy. Do you think he suffers from that a little bit in this?
A little bit. The guys in the Jedi Council, are they in The Phantom Menace a great deal? I mean, they've got a lot more to do in this film. Yeah.
Anakin's a very important part of not just this film, but the franchise.
He is, and I think you can really tell that Ewan McGregor's probably... Ewan McGregor is very much like the life of the party. You can tell that everyone around him has got kind of a bit of a smirk around them. They're all like, we love him.
We said this during the scene with Ewan McGregor and Jango Fett, where they're sort of like they're so close, but about as close as we are now, and then you can see there's a glint
in their
eyes saying, I'm having a good time acting with this person. But both of them have got it.
Because the entire time I watch it, like, just kiss.
Yeah.
Break the tension.
Break the tension. Ewan McGregor's great in this. I've always thought he was a great casting for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
To be honest, I think a lot of the casting in this is really, really good. I just think that they've not given a great deal to work with, and they're all made to deliver their lines in such a boring manner. Mm-hmm. And I feel like fans of the series felt like they needed to pin this on someone. And I feel like the main person that we get It's poor old Hayden Christensen, and I feel that's really unfair.
Yeah. Time heals all wounds, though.
It does.
Honestly, the blame lies, and I hate to say it, but with George Lucas.
I would say so.
He's the writer-director.
No, I feel like he's allowed some of the people in this to get thrown under the bus a little bit.
I don't think he's the sort of person to go, I'm going to stick up for my actors. He's just like, okay, the fandom is out of control now. He's created a monster, is what he's done.
He has. Yeah.
So we are the Frankenstein to his.
We are the monsters.
Yeah, it's not Hayden's fault. I think he's quite a good choice. There are little moments or mannerisms that I can see are the similar to Jake Lloyd's in Phantom Menace. I've seen Phantom Menace quite a lot, so I know them.
And you can also see Hamill as well in there, I think.
Do you think?
I think you can, yeah. So the way he delivers some of his lines, especially in A New Hope.
I was going to go to Toshi Station and pick up some paraffin burgers.
I'm so whiny and so Marty. But you can really tell.
Yeah.
Especially in the early scenes in this film between him and Ewan. Mm-hmm. And they're clearly just having a bit of a, we're not getting on kind of a thing. I'm going to try and break the rules. It's very Luke.
Well, the relationship with Obi-Wan and Anakin. At the end of the day, Obi-Wan didn't want to be Anakin's master. It was all... This is all Qui-Gon's fault.
Yes.
So, Qui-Gon was like, I'm going to train the boy and Obi-Wan can do what he wants. And then Qui-Gon fucking died. How rude.
I know, so he felt like he had to do it.
Mm-hmm. I think their relationship's like, they're brothers, but they don't get on as much as they should.
No, I think they're trying to go for a bit of an older brother dynamic.
Yeah.
But it doesn't quite hit as much as I think they probably want. I mean, not like bros or anything like that, but it's not... I don't think their relationship hits as much as it should.
Do you think as well that the Jedi Council going, Anakin is the one to bring... He's the prophecy, he's going to bring balance to the Force. Do you think that if Anakin was to hear that, he would go, okay, maybe I am better than what everyone says?
He seems to think he is anyway, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but does he know about it?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. And to be honest, I don't really see Anakin do a great deal that strikes me that he would be able to bring balance to the Force. He doesn't really do a great deal in this.
Well, he causes a lot of fucking problems.
He makes a lot of problems for a lot of people.
Oh my god. Jedi...
And he breaks the rules.
Jedi cannot fall in love, that stuff. It's strictly forbidden. Mm-hmm. I think it's dabbled in a few times in the Clone Wars, because I think Obi-Wan's got a girlfriend at one point.
And he should not.
But then he's like, I don't know. Clone Wars, again, I'm sorry I haven't seen it, but...
We've not seen this.
But there are times when this film goes, you remember when we went to that thing and we did that other adventure?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, where is it?
I hate it when you do that. I hate it when he does this. But we've never seen him do anything that would suggest that they'd do that anyway. So this probably sounds like we're out of context. So when Anakin jumps out the car...
Car?
Right.
Is he driving a Fiat Punto?
Oh, they might as well have been. When he jumps out of the spaceship car...
Yeah.
And lands on the one that was trying to escape. And you've got everyone going, I hate it when he does that. Well, we've never seen him do it before.
There's the bit where he drives through the power coupling, the big electricity thing, and then he's like, how many times have I told you, stay away from the power couplings? And he's like, well, why do you keep getting in the ship with him? And why does he keep going through power couplings? That's like touching a pylon.
And you should not do it, guys.
Do
not touch pylons.
Do you remember the adverts we used to get for, like, keep away from pylons?
No.
Oh, do you not?
I don't remember that.
They were terrifying. Like, kids going, like, behind the school, and there was a big pylon, and then they're like, let's go to the pylon, let's hang out. And then they touch it, and this kid fucking dies.
I have never seen adverts like that.
Oh, God.
I remember seeing the King of the Road. I remember seeing those adverts.
Do you remember the one about not jumping in quarries as well?
No.
Oh my god!
These are probably like the only pop culture things we've not seen them
I grew up around a lot of quarries and pylons.
I see.
In fact, Quarries and Pylons is the name of my Instagram page.
Oh my god.
That was stupid.
It was, but it was cute.
Yeah. But I agree. We don't have enough to back up that these two have had lots of adventures before. In terms of chemistry, they're not the ones that suffer here, really.
No.
Would you...
Absolutely. So it's poor Padme and Anakin have zero chemistry.
I'm going to say it. Portman's good in this. In this film, she's good.
Yeah.
Obviously, she doesn't get away without delivering some sort of wooden dialogue. As Padme goes, it's a great Padme film.
Absolutely. Especially towards those end scenes as well. When she's declaring herself to Anakin. And she's really convincing in those scenes.
Yeah.
But the earlier ones... You don't get any sort of chemistry between them whatsoever.
It's sad,
I don't know if it's intentional because he's the one really coming on to her. I don't know.
There's a lot of red flags from Anakin. Is that what gaslighting is?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll never understand it. Yeah, I don't think it's their fault. I think they do get on. I'd like to think they get on. It's awkward. Obviously, we've got the sand.
When you hear it in context, it's not as bad as the memes make it out to be, I think. Because they're talking about their childhoods, aren't they?
Yeah.
And she's talking about where she grew up, which is really soft. I mean, they're in Italy, for Christ's sake. It's beautiful.
That's a beautiful place.
And he's talking about the desert where he grew up. He talks like a child.
Yeah.
And in a kind of way, he still is. So it does make sense, because he is quite immature. So it adds into his dialogue.
I think
I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into it too deeply.
Let's say if, hypothetically, if Han Solo had a line like that, say, I don't like sand, people would go, oh, that's really iconic. I'm going to wear that on a t-shirt.
A t-shirt, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas here, this is already fighting a losing battle because everyone hated the Phantom Menace back in the day.
Yeah.
People were like, oh, fucking Attack of the Clones, let's go. And stuff like this didn't help it. And I think people really latched onto it. Me included.
Yeah.
Because this film's not great.
It's not great, and I feel like people are being a little bit unfair to some of the performances in it.
Yeah. But there are moments of good performances in it.
No, I definitely agree.
We're going back to Naboo. No, they're going back to Coruscant because there's a vote. And there is a attack on Padmé's life. She's done the bait and switch again.
Yeah.
And she's fine. So everyone's like, what's going on? I need the Jedi. And
the Jedi bodyguards.
Yeah, so the Jedi Council go...
She will always love him.
Oh, God. Maybe that's it. Maybe George Lucas just wanted to... It's the Simpsons episode.
It is.
Yeah.
It's exactly that.
Use the forks.
Use the forks.
Yeah, so she has two bodyguards, Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Who come off their adventures that they've been on numerous, apparently.
Yeah. But Anakin's creepy from the get-go.
Oh, yeah. I've seen her in my dreams, Obi-Wan.
Well, I think his first line in this to Padme is, oh, she's like, Annie, you've grown. And then he says, you've grown, but more beautiful, I mean. But with, like, really like, into her eyes.
Yeah, he's creepy.
Anakin gives me the vibes of someone, you know, people who read your name tag at work and then call you by your name. I've had that recently. Someone's gone, oh, thank you for your help, James. And I'm like, don't do that again.
You say that, but then my granddad used to do that, but you think it was, like, charming.
No, it's not charming.
He'd be like, thank you for that, June. But then he'd go off on his merry little way, the way he used to.
Yeah, but that waitress was probably like, oh, that's disgusting.
I think it was really cute.
It's not.
That's because you've not got, like, a harmless, cute old man saying it, not like a creepy, I'm going to look into you. If my granddad had looked into your eyes and said it, I think you might have been creeped out.
But then I would also... what are your grandfather's opinions on sand?
It's coarse and it gets everywhere. No!
He's Anakin Skywalker! Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Anyway, there's another attack on Padmé's life, this time with Jango Fett sending an assassin who... Have you seen the meme?
Which one?
So, the Viceroy wants to kill Padme, but he doesn't want to do it himself. So he sends Count Dooku. Dooku doesn't want to kill Padme himself, so he sends Jango. Jango doesn't want to do it himself. So Jango sends... what's her face? That assassin. The assassin doesn't want to do it, so the robot does it. But the robot doesn't want to do it, so the robot sends bugs.
So he sends the centipedes together.
Yeah.
They're apparently poisonous, but they don't go after her until... I mean, how long have they been on her and in her room before they try anything?
I think that's the nature of bugs, though, aren't they?
If
a bug is provoked, then you're going to get a rise out of it. There's a really weird scene where it's... Okay. See, it's very CGI heavy, this. Mm-hmm. And we said that it's going for... Back in the day, they used to use matte paintings for the backgrounds and stuff.
But is this the place for the big chase scene we get after the bugs have tried to attack Padme?
I don't think it's the case here, but I think there are elements of it here.
Because I'm not going to lie, I found that whole weird stuff, like the whole car chase in space was just weird. I never saw much to that particular scene.
How can they navigate through Coruscant?
I don't know, because why is all these cars going in one line as well? Why wouldn't you just be going everywhere?
You would just be going everywhere,
I've seen Futurama. That makes more sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes more sense.
It makes more sense. Okay, fine. But they find this assassin, but then the assassin's killed.
The assassin is assassinated.
What? Who assassin? Okay. Whoa. But it's Jango Fett, we know that.
We know this.
Padme ain't safe, so Anakin, it's your job to get her back to Naboo and just look after her for a bit. Get her out of danger.
Mm-hmm. And Obi-Wan, you're off on a mission all on you, Todd.
Yeah. Okay.
To find whatever's going on.
This film does a lot of back and forths, so I think for the nature of us hating Attack of the Clones, I think we should just choose a character and go with it.
Okay.
Would you like to talk about Anakin and Padme, or would you like to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi first?
I will talk about Adme.
Adme?
That's it.
I like it.
I'm going to talk about Adme.
Okay.
You can talk about Obi-Wan.
Let's go.
Okay, so we get all these really nice different kind of montages of them doing different things in her home planet in Naboo. Mm-hmm. So we get the new queen. We get nice scenes there. It's very Game of Thronesy.
You said it was very Game of Thronesy, and you
obviously Game of Thrones comes later.
But
you get that kind of vibe with it being abroad, and the costumes are quite nice.
Again, with the CGI, we've had Coruscant, we've had all the big action, the clearly blue screen, but now it's nice to be in a place
it's
where
nice to get a set.
Yeah, it's Italy.
Yeah, and to be on location, and it's nice to see. We're here for it. Mm-hmm. We like seeing all the wedding venues that people have been getting married at that are clearly from this film.
I love it. Yeah.
So so they start to fall in love. We get an initial scene as they're on their many travels back to this palace where she's going into hiding, where they share a kiss together after the infamous sand line.
Yeah, sand line. Okay.
And it's one of the most awkwardest things you'll ever see.
But both of us went at the same time. They shouldn't have kissed there. Not because it's against each other's moral code, but because in terms of chemistry and the film
and story, it doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit. So where do we think it should have gone?
We think it should go towards the end before they go into the arena.
Yes, that is the only kiss.
That should have been the only kiss we get before they do it at the end.
Yeah, I agree. Because after their first kiss that, kind of fucks everything up, they have the scenes where their dialogue is quite good.
Yeah, so then because then you start, after that initial kiss where she rebuffs him afterwards, we get more scenes of them again going back to where she lives, where it basically just feels like they're on like a couple's retreat.
Yeah, they're getting to know each other. And
they're they're falling in love, and it feels more organic that way. Mm-hmm. Even her costumes, oh my god, Portman's wardrobe in these particular ones are absolutely gorgeous.
Do you prefer Padme's wardrobe in this or the first one?
This one.
Okay.
Because it's really, especially these costumes in particular, they're quite soft. They've got a bit of a Renaissance feel. Maybe it's because it's matching in with the Italian
Italy,
kind of aesthetic. But I don't know, I'm here for it. I think her hair's softer as well. We don't get the Padme space hair we've been getting.
It's not always perfect though.
It's not always perfect. There are some misses.
Yeah.
But I mean, she wears one particular dress as they're on one of their dates where they're in front of a fireplace and it's a bit sexy.
It's a bit boob heavy.
You take away the big necklace she's got on. You could buy that in boohoo.com or at Pretty Little Thing. Mm-hmm. She's got like a leather-looking, like strapless dress on with some gloves. Mm-hmm. Little Mix would have worn that.
Little Mix?
Little Mix would have worn that for a concert.
Okay.
And it's wonderful. I'm here for it.
For those who don't know who Little Mix are, they are a band from about 15 years ago.
I mean, 15 years ago. I think they only disbanded a few years ago. That's all going on.
They're falling in love, basically, is what they're doing.
They're falling in love until all of a sudden he's having these really bad dreams that he should go back to that place where he came from, Tatooine.
Oh, should we do Liam Neeson's pronunciation?
Tatooine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh.
Because he's been having dreams about his mother.
Well,
and she decides she wants to accompany him over there.
That is sort of carried over from the first one because he misses his mum straight away.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. So he goes back to Tatooine to find out what happened to his mum. We find out that she's been sold.
No, she's been freed.
Well, she was given up to that other man, wasn't she?
Watto, the big flying blue guy that we like. Mm-hmm. Well, we don't like. He's a slave owner.
He said she's been sold, but she's kind of had her freedom in some way because she's
she's got married.
She's gotten married.
Yeah.
It's this nice landowner man in the desert.
But
who loses her?
Is Shmi? That's the name, Shmi. Is Shmi Skywalker the unluckiest person in this entire franchise? Because, I mean, obviously we've had the miracle birth that we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah.
And she's raised this kid by herself in slavery.
Yeah.
She gets the chance to get freed, but Watto won't have it, so she has to stay behind, and the kid goes off to be a Jedi. And then she's just in slavery this whole time, finally gets freed, gets married, finds some sort of happiness.
We assume she does. I mean, she was sold to that guy, and then he marries her, so
Yeah,
you don't know what kind of context that was.
And then, but we trust those guys.
We trust that he was in love with her.
They're the Lars family.
They're a nice family guy.
They're good for a Lars.
Oh, shut up. Oh my god, no, it's too late for this.
So, but then she's kidnapped by Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
They always, you know what Tusken Raiders are like.
What are they like?
I don't know, but I know how they walk.
Oh dear.
In single file. To hide their numbers.
And she looks like she's been beaten the fuck up as well when he finds her.
So, Anakin sort of leaves everyone behind and goes...
He goes to find her.
It's about me. It's about me now.
Yeah, so he goes to find her and she dies. Spoiler alert. She dies in his arms literally like the moment he gets her.
I think that's quite a decent scene though, because Anakin doesn't really have it good in any of this.
No.
So the fact that she's been basically waiting to die.
Yeah.
She's had it a bit rough, but she's been holding on.
She's had it a bit rough.
She's been holding... Yeah, a bit rough. I'm sorry, but she had. She's been holding on just...
Stop doing that with your hand.
Okay, for those... Basically, guys, what I'm doing is I'm sort of smacking my...
He's slapping his hands.
I didn't know I was doing that, so that's a problem I need to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anakin must find some solace in the fact that she's waited so long to die, but held on just to see Anakin.
And to tell her that she loves him.
Yeah. What? No. No.
Well, you know what she's saying. She's half says it.
She says, I love. She could say anything after that,
but she was clearly...
does.
Well, she was holding his face. It was clearly going to be him.
She's like, I love these Tusken Raiders.
So he gets really angry and he kills everybody in the village.
Mm-hmm.
And then
does he kill the men, or...?
He kills everybody in the village.
I thought you were going to do the line, but that's okay.
What?
Not just the men.
He killed
the
younglings.
No, that's the next one.
Oh, damn it.
Okay.
Well, it's late, James.
Yes, fine.
So he does that, and as he's doing this, Yoda seems to be like, young Anakin is in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to you, does he feel that same way when young Anakin is feeling horny?
Yes. it's the answer to that. I'm going to leave that pause in.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then we kind of get it cutting back. He brings his mum's body back, and then we get the message from Obi-Wan. And now cutting back to you.
I feel like the film should have done this and just had one story and they go, meanwhile.
Meanwhile, back with Obi-Wan.
So Obi-Wan's gone to Dexter Jetster, who's my favourite character.
Say that name again.
Dexter Jetster. That's his name. The diner, the American diner guy.
Yeah.
What do you know? That guy. And because Assassin was killed by a Camino saber dart. That's how I said it. So, okay, we've got to find Camino. So Obi-Wan goes to the Jedi archives and he's like, Camino, it should be here. And then some random woman who works at the library. Librarians.
They never know.
They do know, but they're just like, oh, okay, so the Camino isn't in the system it should be. And the woman goes, oh, if it's not in archives, it doesn't exist. And then walks off. No questions. Just like, not my problem.
No, it's been Wikipedia'd. Someone's removed that shit out.
Sorry you can't find your entire planet. Anyway, Obi-Wan goes to Yoda, because everyone fucking does. And
Yoda is like the space Google. If you're unsure, go to Yoda.
I would like to just go on a little sidetrack about Yoda for a second. Mm-hmm. His way of talking, I think he's putting it on. Because, obviously, in Do or Do Not, there is no try and all this stuff. It's fine. In the original trilogy, it's okay. And in Phantom Menace, it's not that bad. But in this one, sometimes he just says normal sentences. And then the next sentence, he's like, oh, I've got to make up for that weird funny thing I do.
Oh, yeah.
And he does a lot of exposition here. So why give it to the guy who speaks like Dizzy does? You know?
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
So he'll say, oh, Master Obi-Wan can't find his planet. Help him, shall we? It's like, no, just speak normal.
Pick one.
Pick one. Pick a lane, Yoda. Anyway, some little dweeb says, maybe someone erased it from the archive memory.
Anyone could have told him that.
I think he should have jumped to that conclusion anyway.
I did, and I'm not a Jedi.
Yeah, it's either not there or it's been deleted.
When it's like, oh, but it's all the gravity around it is all suggesting there's something there. Well, there's something fucking there then.
Yeah.
Go and investigate.
And Yoda's like, lost the planet we have we? And it's like, no, yes. Help.
You need Yoda and his little school of people
His
to
little
help
school
you.
of dweebs. So, Obi-Wan decides to just go anyway.
As he should have done to begin with.
No one's smart in this. We've established that.
Yes.
Again, one person is smart, and he's not till later. He arrives at Kamino, and he finds just a big water planet.
Mm-hmm.
But these are cloners, so they make clones. And
Do they?
yes, they do.
I thought they made shirts.
Very good. Dan, it's my exact style. So he goes in and they welcome him. He's like, "Oh, you're a Jedi. Would you like to see your army?" And he's like, "My army? For me? Me army?"
It's like collecting a package from the post office that it's not sure it's his. It's like,
You ever sign for someone else's package?
yeah.
Essentially, what he's done is these have gone, "Oh, okay, I've delivered this clone army. I need to take a photo." And Obi-Wan's just poking out the door.
It's like, I'll take this.
In his pajamas, like, "Oh, did you get it?" Right. So, they've made a clone army. These stop laughing at that. Yeah, just like his foot in it. Do you know what I mean?
It's legit what he's doing. His face is like, yeah.
Yeah, would you like to see him out? Yeah, okay, sure. And he's gone, okay, so this army has been prepared for by a Jedi who died. Again, it asks a lot more questions than it provides answers to.
It's all about asking questions. That's all Obi-Wan does in this scene. How the guy who's made it all doesn't say to him, "Look, you've ordered this shit. Why don't you know this?"
Yeah, so a Jedi long ago went to these cloners to make an army just because it's revealed in some sort of lore that was Palpatine, I think.
I don't know.
Who put on an alias and was like, "I need an army because I've got a big old plan and you're going to love it." In episode
he has a
4, 5,
cunning
and 6.
plan.
He's the smartest character. Anyway, so there's an army and there's Jango Fett, who is the ground zero of clones. We get Boba Fett in this as well, little boy Boba Fett.
Boy Boba Fett.
Yeah, I like his line.
Oh yeah, is he?
Is your father home? And he's like,
Yep.
yes.
Good talk.
Boba Fett is a man of few words, and I'm glad they stuck to it.
I like that. He says very little, but he means what he says.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, Django's like, this is the scene we were talking about where Obi-Wan and Tamara Morrison are just like acting their tits off and having the best time. Yeah. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss.
And they're like, "Have you been to Coruscant?" And he's like, "Possibly."
Possibly. Oh, well, I'd like to take you there.
Well, let's get a drink. We'll talk about it. Then they have a big... And then he reports to...
Why are you doing this?
I'm doing this... I'm stood like over. They're using a bounty on Jango Fett.
Literally, it's really warm in our room at the moment, and James is really hunched over as if he's cold.
I'm wearing a full cloak.
Doing a Ewan McGregor impression, like, they've got a clone army.
Do we know about a droid army? Anyway, there's a big fight scene between Jango and Ewan, Obi-Wan, and Jango and Boba fly off, and Obi-Wan puts a tracker on it, and they go to Geonosis. That's the big planet with the bugs.
The big bugs.
That's where it all kicks off. Not before a big space battle in the asteroid field.
Yeah, and you lost your mind.
Well, me and anyone who is a fan of Star Wars knows that the best noise to ever feature in the Star Wars franchise is the seismic charge from Jango Fett's ship, the Slave One.
You grabbed my leg so hard.
Yeah, because I was like, "Are you ready for this?" Because it's that moment of silence before it goes off.
And you were excited.
And then it goes boom.
Boing.
Yeah. That's where, yeah. It's amazing. Anyway, Boba Fett lands on Geonosis because that's where he's sorting out some
shit.
And Obi-Wan follows him, and then Obi-Wan gets captured. He's like, I'm doing something else on Geonosis.
He's doing his little broadcast.
Yeah. And then he's interrupted, and he's captured by Count Dooku, who is an ex-Jedi, played by the only one with gravitas in this film.
Mr. Christopher Lee.
Do you think Christopher Lee is doing this purely for the money?
I don't know, maybe he's doing it for love. I haven't got a clue.
Do you think? I think he's friends with Peter Cushing. He did Star Wars.
Maybe he's doing it out of love.
Yeah.
I get the impression that Chris really just loves doing what he's doing.
Do you know he's got a metal band, or had a metal band?
Because he's fucking cool.
He's so cool, isn't he?
Yeah. He's acting. I mean, the acting in this is not the best, and I don't think it's the actor's fault, but my God, does Lee just completely act circles around all of them?
Well, he's a master of the old cinema.
He is. He's just got such a presence about him.
Yeah, I think he does.
They
Regardless,
don't make him like that anymore.
so he realizes that Dooku does a big exposition dump right on Obi-Wan's chest, and he's
He likes it.
He loves it, and he goes, "Oh, join me. Together we can destroy the Sith. You missed that. You were making tea." Meanwhile, who else is in the fray? So basically, everyone's caught up at this point.
Yeah, the storylines have merged. We've had our little weird montage thing go on. I keep calling it a montage because that's how it feels.
Yeah.
It's like, this is happening with Obi-Wan. No, this is happening with Anakin. Will they, won't they? No, this is happening again with the clones.
It's quite exhausting.
Will he sign for his Amazon package? Who knows? It's all very weird.
Did I sign for an Amazon package?
I don't remember ordering this one.
Yeah. I want to talk about C-3PO in this.
Oh, do we have to?
Well, R2-D2's, again, he's the only one who's got his shit together.
He's cool.
But C-3PO emerges back when Anakin and Padme land on Tatooine, and he's annoying from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Master Annie,
No one wants to see his dusty ass, do they really?
C-3PO, and I'll say it now because I don't think I said it before, but I will say it again. I'm going to say it in every episode from now. C-3PO is the worst character in the Star Wars franchise by far.
He's so irritating.
He's irritating, and in this one, more so, because I feel like this film hasn't had a lot of fun. In Phantom Menace, it had fun.
I mean, we had Jar Jar carrying a lot of the funny stuff. I mean, even though I don't think it's funny now, I did as a child.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably use C-3PO for that, and he's just not funny. He's irritating.
I feel like they're sort of like testing the water a bit with the Clone Wars humour. Because I don't know if you've seen any episodes of the Clone Wars, but it's very child friendly and it's very like this. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're just sort of going, well, you're going to have to get used to this for a little bit.
Do I have to?
Well, you don't have to because, you're an adult. It's a kid's show.
Yeah, I can choose.
But I feel like maybe that's what they're doing. But 3PO in this should have died and should have left him on Tatooine to rust.
You should have swapped him. It's like, could we trade Mr. Skywalker for C-3PO, please?
Yes. That's not what happens.
It's a shame. That should have happened.
Everyone gets caught because everyone gets sentenced to execution.
Yeah, so Padme and when they said Luke then. So Padme and Anakin try to save Mr. Obi-Wan. They do not. They get captured. Mm-hmm. And that's when we get the little love reveal between
Padme's
Padme and Padman.
Padman,
where she says, "I love you," and he's like, "You do? We said we weren't gonna fall in love."
Yeah, it will destroy our lives, and then she's like, "Our lives are about to be destroyed anyway."
So let's just love each other.
John Williams never misses. He never misses. Don't say what you're gonna say. But Across the Stars, the Anakin and Padme love theme is okay. Don't ruin it for me. Let me have my minute. Their love theme is beautiful, and honestly, I could listen to it all day. I think I had it on single as well when it came out on CD. Say what you're gonna say.
Song from Hook, song from Hook, song from Hook. It's basically the song from Hook.
John Williams is great, but sometimes he does steal motifs here and there.
Yes, anyone who's listening, listen to the prologue from the film Hook, and you'll hear that song. You'll hear all snippets of that song.
Yeah.
And I've just literally been singing that around the house for the last 15 minutes or so before filming this podcast.
With those beautiful lyrics.
You loved it, don't lie.
Do you feel like John Williams was like, oh shit, I need a theme, and it just dusts off... this'll do. This song from Hook.
What? Song
from Hook.
Song from Hook. Song from Hook.
Yeah, okay, fine. You're right, okay?
Yeah,
well done.
Right.
The executions don't go well, which is weird for execution. There's a bug, there's a big rhino thing, and there's a cat thing, which is like, okay, Natalie Portman's not showing enough flesh in this film. Swipe.
And all of a sudden she has like a like a crop top thing going on, and James was beside himself. The first thing he said to me as well when she came out in that scene was, I had the statue of this when she was all chained up. I was like, I bet you did. I bet you did, good sir.
I didn't have the Shmi Skywalker one where she was trained up, because that would have been... I love Tusken Raiders.
Oh my god.
Mace Windu arrives and a few Jedi arrive to sort of help with this battle that somehow just started out.
This random like droid fight that seems to be kicking off.
The Jedi don't fend very well for themselves because they're not soldiers, they're keepers of the peace.
Mm-hmm. But they don't keep peace particularly well.
They're a bit shit. They're a bit inept. They're not prepared.
And they've been shit throughout all of this because the dark side's keeping their keeping them clouded, but yet they still know how Anakin's feeling every couple of minutes.
Yeah, not when he's horny.
We know that they all know.
The clones arrive, and this is what I mean about Yoda. It's talking fine most of this film, but around the survivors, a perimeter create.
Oh,
Now's not the time. Can you imagine trying to land that ship? It's like, around the survivors, yeah? What do you want me to do about that? A perimeter, yeah? Create. Oh, do that.
Yeah, so also during this time as well, they start using the clone army, don't they? Because...
Yeah. Well, they've got it.
Because we've got the Senate have now handed power over.
No, not the Senate, Jar Jar.
Jar Jar's handed power over.
Jar Jar is key to the franchise, like it or not. Mm-hmm. Good for him. But that's, again, I feel like that is Palpatine's plan.
That need somebody a bit weaker.
We need someone a bit stupid to make this decision for us. And then Jar Jar's gone, oh.
Portman was stupid enough to keep him to put him in power anyway in her place. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was a poor choice. You know anyone who wears flares? No.
What's with flares? I'm wearing flares right now.
No, you're not. You're wearing shorts.
Oh, whoop, whoop. So, yeah, it's all kicking off. When it gets to... Okay, the CGI in this is wonky at the best of times. But the creation of the clone army is purely CG. Mm-hmm. Does it ever look real to you?
No, almost as real as the ball bag rhinos that we see Anakin trying
ball
to
bag rhino
at some point during this, when he's trying to impress Padme. They also look particularly poor.
Yeah, most of this does.
You can kind of see where the lines are around the actors.
I think if at the time though, I remember it being really good. I was like, "There's nothing's going to be better than this." But watching it on a decent television, a decent output, that's when the CGI just looks slightly off.
Yeah, it's really jarring actually.
You could say it's jar-jarring.
Oh, shut up. Oh, he's going to be laughing at himself now.
Bloody funny.
I'm so funny.
I don't think the clone battle is at all interesting.
No.
I think even the Gungan battle was a bit more interesting because there was a bit more to it.
Yeah, I liked him fighting with like big balls of electricity. It was random.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't get this in here. We just get Jedi's being a bit crap.
It's pew pew and it's vroom vroom.
Yeah, pew pew, vroom vroom.
Yeah.
Die die.
Die die. Anyway, Anakin and Obi-Wan, they're fine because they're the main characters. So they go to fight Dooku. Doesn't end well for either of them.
Nope.
Obi-Wan nearly loses an arm, and Anakin
does lose an
arm because
they get their asses handed to them by Christopher Lee's lightning hands.
Okay, first of all, I don't like any of that fight scene between Anakin and Dooku because it just feels like they're just waving lightsabers in front of their face.
Do you think the choreography's poor?
What choreography? It doesn't show you any. It's literally just two close-ups of their faces with lightsabers moving. Mm-hmm. Not a fan. Show me some shit. You know?
Show me some shit.
Yoda. Oh, by the way, he's fully CG by now. Mm-hmm. He wasn't in the last one.
And you can tell.
Well, yeah, because he's bouncing off the walls.
I mean, it's just poor. I mean, they could have... I think you really miss out when you don't use puppets. I really like
How could they have done this with... It shouldn't have been Yoda. It should have been Windu.
It should have been Windu.
That would have been cool.
It would have been cool, but I felt like I don't know why, but people want to see Yoda doing more. I think he's more of an enigma when he's being the wise guy from afar. I don't know.
I know what you mean.
But everyone wants to see him fuck people about with a lightsaber, and to be honest, it's that quick and it's just jumping and rolling around anyway. You don't really see a great deal. It's boring.
Okay, shout out to Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PlayStation 2 though, because playing as Yoda was something else.
Oh no, I've not played it.
Ooh, you could play as different characters.
Okay. Ooh.
So, but Yoda was one of them, and because he's so small and so fast, everyone was like, "Where the fuck is Yoda?" He's like, oh, here I am. Fuck shit up.
It's better than watching you play the last game as Cal. Absolutely sucking ass.
Yeah, I'm not very good at Jedi Survivor, guys. Plot twist.
And I've had to watch hours of that.
I can't. It's the jump in. Oh, I don't know how you did. It Takes Two.
Oh, shut up! I was incredible at that game.
Jump, dash, dash.
Carried
Jump,
James
jump, dash.
through that game.
Jump, jump, dash is the way you press it.
Yeah, but you couldn't have done it without me.
Yeah,
It
I know.
takes two.
I literally
Ooh,
need.
it
Okay,
takes
fine.
two.
And then the film sort of winds up quite quickly.
Yeah, it's like, oh, has it ended in victory? Oh no, it hasn't.
It's only just begun, but you won't see any of it.
It's only just begun. Yeah.
Begun. It just only has. Is how he'd sing it.
He would.
And then, yeah,
We get Anakin and Padme getting married.
Why they got married? What have they done that for? Idiots.
Because he's gonna put some babies in her. He doesn't want to be living in sin.
No, there are two of them.
But again, how do the Jedi not know this is happening? If he's feeling all these really strong emotions, how are they not knowing that he's going through all this major happiness? I don't know, it's weird.
Major happiness.
Shut up.
So, and then it just sort of ends on a, oh. But we don't see any of the Clone Wars. Obviously, we don't, because we don't watch them.
It's alluded to.
Well, that's what the TV show's for. Obviously, in the meantime, Anakin gets an apprentice. Which, why give him an apprentice? He's terrible.
I mean, that's the thing. It says, "Oh, the Clone Wars have begun," and we never see it in any of the films, really.
No, I mean we see the start of it and we see the end of it. If you want the Clone Wars, you got to tune into Cartoon Network every week, or watch it on Disney Plus.
I'm okay.
Some of it's okay. I've watched some of it. It's too childish for me.
And this is from a guy who loves the Animaniacs.
Yes. Animaniacs
yes.
is not for children. It's for adults.
To be fair, it is for adults. We love that show.
So, Attack of the Clones, better than Space Jam?
As good as.
As good as?
Yeah.
So you found good stuff in this?
I found some good stuff in this. And again, I love Pullman's wardrobe in this. I think it's great.
You're just there for the wardrobe.
I'm there for the wardrobe. I love costume. Anyone who knows me knows that.
Okay.
I absolutely adore what she wears in this. And I found things to like with some of the delivery, some of the dialogue, and I think some of the action sequences, some of them, not all, like when they are fighting the weird gladiatory scenes. I enjoyed that. But to be honest, I think there's a reason I've only seen this film once. Really?
Twice now.
Or twice now. Because it was not something that was ever interesting enough for me to go back to. I mean, I've seen clips of stuff on like Facebook, and I think I've watched some of the scenes on YouTube before, like again, but this film just feels like a big exposition film.
That's what it is.
How about you? How do you find it?
I don't like it. I don't. I used to, but I don't. I've grown up.
What do you think's different now?
I'm an adult. I need more than just boring, you know?
Because obviously The Phantom Menace is also a film that doesn't really have that much going on. What makes it so different? Like, why do you enjoy The Phantom Menace more?
Phantom Menace feels like it's got its tongue in its cheek.
It feels more fun to you.
Yeah, like I'm doing pod races now, you know?
Yeah, it's quite serious.
This is like, okay, everything's kicking off and you've got to ride with it because you're going to get to a big battle sequence at the end.
Ride or die.
And even that battle sequence at the end is nothing compared to Phantom Menace, because we had everything we ever wanted in the Phantom Menace finale.
Yeah, that was quite good. We did enjoy that.
So, I don't know, the CGI stuff, it weighs this film down. And I can see why they've done it, but it's not for me.
No, it's a boring sequel, sorry.
It's not my least favourite Star Wars, not by a long shot.
Wait till we get there.
We'll get there. Oh, we'll get there. But yeah, it's not as good as Phantom Menace. It's not as good as Space Jam. It's the weakest of the prequels.
Okay. I'm kind of on the same level as you with that then.
But next episode, Star Wars wise, is gold.
Oh yeah, we're changing it up. It's going to be so much better.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, it gets a massive rocket up its arse, the Star Wars franchise.
And it needed to.
Yeah. It's a shame it's the last one for now.
For now.
Whoop.
Tune in next week and you'll...
This is a Biscuits Blurays podcast. But yeah, that's Attack of the Clones. Thank you for staying up and watching it so late.
I know. It's so late and I've got to work early. Early hours.
Yeah, me too.
Shut up. You never do any work.
This is my work. Editing this beautiful podcast.
Jesus. Okay.
Attack of the Clones. Is it better than Space Jam, guys? No, we don't think so.
let us know.
Yeah, that'd be great. But it's Revenge of the Sith next, and I cannot wait to watch Revenge of the Sith again.
I wonder what song we'll get in it this time. Because we had Duel of the Fates that was really good in Phantom Menace.
Duel of the Fates, we got Across the Stars, and I think we got...
But no, we didn't. We got...
Song from Hook. I don't know.
Song from Hook. Song from Hook. I wonder what we're going to get in this one that we're going to enjoy.
Peter Gabriel's Salisbury Hill, I guess.
Hopefully. Come on.
Okay.
I enjoy the music in Star Wars.
John Williams never misses. He's always on point.
No, he always understands the assignment.
He gets it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. See you next week. Revenge of the Sith.
See you.
Say bye.
Bye.
Whoop.